Absolutely. You got the music. At least I hope.
I didn't bring no music in. That's the one thing they don't make easy. I should have switched cameras. This camera been like, it'll be fine. It's time.
It's time to start now.
All right, let's go.
Yay, yay.
Welcome to another week of What's Up? Wait, what? What's up? Wait, what? With Dre and Jesse just coming back for another week. We kind of took last week off and kind of, the last 2 weeks we both had something to do, and now we back at it. And a lot happened in the last couple of weeks, but some heated stuff going on this week. Hey, I see you wearing a Viking shirt, man. What? Why would you do that?
Because we won, baby. When you win, you got to feel good about yourself. You know how it is.
I didn't know the Vikings still had a football team.
Oh, whatever. You know what? Just because you abandoned your team.
I what?
Just because you abandoned your team and you went with the team that was already established.
No, Dude, I've been a Patriot fan for like 4 or 5 years. I am officially a Patriot fan now.
That's because you abandoned your roots and left the Bears.
Dude, I rooted for the Bears for 40 years. Hey, they gave me nothing. I have a right to leave. I mean, if somebody's not giving you anything, man,
you got to
like, why stay there and beg for love? Like, you're standing there and you're like, please just win. They're already like 3-7 or something, like 3-6, and they're about to leave Chicago. Did you hear they're about to leave? They're going to go out to the Rosemont or something and buy a field. They don't want to be at Soldier Field anymore, and they're buying a new plot of land. And
that's the Soldier Field's garbage.
All right, let's not get crazy now.
It is.
Soldier Field is on the south side, and I still do appreciate Soldier Field.
Come on, Soldier Field's garbage compared to the newer stadiums. They saw that stadium in San Diego, and they were like, "Yeah, we're good. We're gonna have to build something else."
Dallas Stadium. I mean, but these teams be robbing the city blind, man. They want the city to what? They want you to put on a $1.5 billion stadium. Half the residents can't eat. It's just crazy.
Yeah, but the owners pay for the stadium. The city. Here's what happens.
No.
Right? The owners the owners always start out, we're going to pay for the stadium, but the state and the city are like, but we want access, and the owners like, you can rent it, and they're like, well, no, we think we would just like to use it when we want to, and the owners go,
no, that's not how it goes.
Exactly.
No, that's not how it goes.
That's how it goes.
The owners be like, hey, either you build us a new stadium,
or we're moving the team,
or like 60% of it. Or we're leaving. That's how it goes.
No, those are like
strong arm robbery with no gun.
No,
strong arm robbery with no gun.
No, Jerry Jones changed that.
Jerry Jones is different. Jerry Jones is different. But most of these teams are like either pay for us or we'll go. St. Louis need a team. The Rams should have never left St. Louis, right? The Raiders should have never left Oakland.
The Rams should have left. The Rams probably should have left. To be fair.
Basketball, Oklahoma City should have never left Seattle.
Yeah, no, they should have left Seattle.
No, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get our sport picks out. Hey, who's gonna win the national championship?
Alabama.
Yeah, you can't vote against Alabama. Georgia looking good, but
Alabama until Georgia beats Alabama.
Can't vote against Nick, right?
Bama, baby.
Hey, so I know, man, we got a few topics to talk about, man, but hey, the cow, I'm gonna give like I said, man, I do think the judge, like, people are giving the judge a hard time, but apparently this ain't read his courtroom even before all the media and all that came into play. But also, I don't have a problem with the judge leaning toward the defendant in a case like this, because this is how justice should be. The problem is it's not equally spread to everybody. I mean, justice should lean toward the defendants,
right?
But it's not equally spread out across class, because it always depends on how much money you got. Race, we know, race matters. We have tons of examples of that. And probably gender also matters when it comes to these cases. But I don't have a problem with how the judge is doling out his biasness, because if anybody go in front of a judge, the judge either going to feel that you did something wrong or you didn't. And depending on is how they're going to decide how far they let the prosecutor go.
That's fair.
And I just think that is. But Cal is going to be found guilty of something. And he's going to do at least 2 years in jail. And 2 years in jail at least.
Hey, he's going to be like everybody else, and you get to shoot 2 people and walk away. Hand it. Bad boy. Okay, so we have this case and we have the Ahmaud Arbery case. Yeah.
It's interesting that both of these cases are, they're miles apart, but they're so close in thought process. I mean,
we
have
two
vigilante wannabe cops,
right?
Trying to save the world. Probably Napoleon complex. White guys that's like, I gotta go police the world, as if we don't have enough law enforcement.
Well, they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, we have enough law enforcement. We have the National Guard for this. You really gotta go patrol an abandoned apartment or a vacant apartment.
A vacant house.
The owner said, huh? A vacant house.
It was a vacant house in the neighborhood, and 2 weeks earlier, he had an altercation with a black fellow, and apparently he saw another black guy jogging. It was like, that's that brother. He didn't say brother, He was like, that's that nigger. Let's go get him. So they went and got him. That's what happened.
And it's interesting now. You gotta appreciate the judge in the Arbery case, because it's like he is literally he lives in Georgia, but he's literally flabbergasted and dumbfounded at some of the defense requests. He's like, you want to ban black pastors?
Right. He said
what?
The attorney
he wanted to kick Jesse Jackson out of the picnic.
Al Sharpton, he was like, you can't have these. You can't have these black preachers up in here. They're intimidating the jury. All these black preachers in here are just looking intimidating to the all-white jury.
He said Arbery mom crying in the halls
was intimidating.
Was way too much.
Exactly.
Wow. Literally, he came out and apologized first. And then wanted to throw Jesse Jackson out. He's like, he was calling Jesse Jackson out even before Jesse Jackson got there.
No black preachers, please. We cannot have black preachers.
He called Jesse Jackson by name. He was like, man, we don't need Jesse Jackson up in here.
And that's the sad part. It was Al Sharpton.
Right, that's what I mean. He was calling Jesse Jackson out.
Jesse Jackson's fucking got dementia. Man, it was Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton was like, dude, he was getting both fingers like, fuck you. He gave both fingers. Al Sharpton was like, I'm here.
It's just it's crazy to me, but interesting that since the Arbery case, how they took the self-defense laws, vigilante laws, off the books. They immediately was like, dude, this is one of those laws that's left over from when it was
you can't use this.
Give it white males the authority to arrest.
Right.
I was like, who does what society does that? And we have all these problems. That's why we have all these people running around with guns at protests. I'm here to protect, this building, or this car, or this food cart. Literally.
It's sad.
It is sad. It's very sad that this is what, this is America, though. We live and die by our guns. If it ain't a gun, it ain't, it's amazing to me that I understand why people believe guns are important.
Yes.
That the fact that guns decide where you stand down on a political spectrum is amazing. The obsession to me is amazing. It's like, dude, because I believe in the Second Amendment, I don't care what else is going on in my life, whether I have enough, whether I have health care, whether I have enough food to put on my table, whether my kids can go to college, whether anything. If I believe in guns, I don't care what anything else is going on. This is the only thing that matters. Right. And to be fair, it's not 100% of the people that believe that way. Not 100% of people who own guns believe that way. But it's like 97%. like literally, their politics is based off one thing: whether or not they can have guns. And it's proven because all you have to do is say something like, Obama's going to take your guns, and every bullet fly off the shelf. Every gun fly. How many guns do you need? But every gun fly off the shelf.
I hold up. Wait. Now that's not fair because we got guns too, Jesse. Let's not act like it's just.
Hey, I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying.
A person. Hey, like I say, I have a gun. I'm not anti-gun. I am nowhere near anti-gun. My problem is guns is part of the reason our country is so screwed up.
But that's my problem.
One. And people failed. But at least I admit that guns is ridiculous. That I believe it's ridiculous that citizens need to own that many guns. Like, what do we got? Like 1 billion guns to like 3? I mean, like, I don't even know what it is, but I accept the problem of having guns in our society because I understand that we're gonna have more killings than the rest of the world. We're gonna have more school shootings. We're gonna have more vigilantes. We're gonna have all of that because of our easy access to guns. Right. But I'm saying we have more of that than the rest of the world combined.
All right, Jesse. So basically, we already have more of that than the rest of the world. So, and we've always had more of that.
Because of our easy access to guns is what I blame.
Nothing's changed. We've had access to guns for hundreds of years, man. We've
been killing people.
And we've been the most violent country in the world since we started. That's never going to change.
No, it's not.
I don't know why you think somehow we're not going to be the most violent country. We are.
Oh, if you took away guns, I think it would change.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would. Dude, people are not as tough without guns.
Who are you taking guns from?
I'm saying, if we ban guns like a lot of the other Western countries, you think people are going to be out there protecting buildings? You think people are going to be protecting car lots?
Sweden banned guns, right? And, a couple rappers just got shot up in Sweden.
How often, though? They had one mass shooting like literally, since England banned guns, handguns or whatever it was after the school shooting. They haven't had a school shooting since.
No, but they have tons of other things. It's not like
They have knives.
Let's not pretend.
They do have stabbings.
Let's not pretend. Like, come on, the most prolific killer in the history of the world used a knife and didn't use a gun. People are going to kill people.
Dude, let's not compare killing people with guns and killing people with knives. Let's not get ridiculous.
It's killing people. It's killing people. This is what I'm saying.
But you can't efficiently kill as many people with knives as you can guns.
No, you really can't. But here's the problem: not everybody.
There's a lot of that. You showed up to a gunfight with a knife, or you brought a knife to a gunfight.
Jesse, there's 100 billion gun owners, right?
Yes.
If 30 of those gun owners do mass killings, you want to take the guns from all 100 million gun owners?
Who said anything about taking guns?
Then what do you want to do with the guns?
I said I accept that part of the reason we have so much gun violence and violence in this country is because of our easy access to guns. That's what I said. Right. I accept that.
But most people... no one's really doing
that's not
going to
change.
Guns.
People are not going to change.
Legal guns are not being used to do all this stuff, man. These are 90% of all these.
Yeah, they are. Actually, they are. They're bought legally and then sold to violent people.
Once again, that makes it illegal. People who own guns legally are not the ones doing the dirt.
People who buy guns legally are the ones who selling guns to people who shouldn't have guns.
That's one out of every 80,000.
No, it is not. How else are people going to get guns?
It's one out of every
80,000. Most guns are from Republican states brought into inner cities.
What?
Oh, I'm serious. Indiana, Mississippi, Wisconsin, those 90% of the guns in Chicago are from legal abiding gun owners who drop them off in the city because they know they can sell them.
Well, those aren't legal abiding gun owners, which is what you're missing.
But they are. I mean, they get to go buy their guns legally is what I'm saying.
Yes, because they don't have a record or anything. and then they can go out and then they
because
then you can resell your gun legally.
So supposedly they. Yeah, but you can't knowingly sell it to people you shouldn't sell it to. And that's what they do.
I can sell my gun in Indiana, like apparently. I can sell my gun in Indiana. Now, it's not my fault if you take that bitch back to Chicago. That's not my problem.
But if you go sell it in Gary, in the hood, to people who you know are gangbanging, that's an issue.
Here's my problem, but so if you don't have a record, and if I do the record check and you ain't got a record, it doesn't matter. If I know for a fact that you're a gangbanger. As long as the record comes back clean, I can sell you the gun.
But they're not searching record. That's the problem. Most guns.
Y'all ain't got that?
Look it up. Hey, look it up. Most guns in places like Chicago comes from rural America.
Yeah, in that case, you have to just take all the guns away ever made and stop selling them and making them. But other than that, crooks.
That's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. I accept it's never going to happen.
Criminals are always going to have guns.
Somebody told me to stop it. Oh, maybe they're telling you to stop it. Oh, no.
Criminals are always going to have guns, Jesse. That's just what it is.
We're always gonna have guns. Our country is obsessed with Rambo and Sylvester and Arnold Schwarzenegger. We're always gonna have guns. Yes. And vigilantism and Batman and tough guy Clint Eastwood. That's who we are as a country.
Right.
A lot of fake tough people having a lot of issues like that. Anyway, so while we're talking about guns and gun deaths, man. So for the first time in a full calendar year, the U.S. have topped 100,000 drug deaths, overdose deaths, for the first time ever. I mean, overdose rates are like off the meat racket.
Well, that's not us though.
100K in 1 year. Well, twice as many people that died from drugs.
Give them more drugs. Take more. Level the playing field some more. More of them that go bye-bye, the better it is for me. I don't give a damn. Fuck them.
That's the problem with us Americans, man. We have no empathy, no compassion. No, because I think people should be able to take as many drugs as they want.
Because when our people were dying on crack, there was nobody gave a damn. It was, they're criminals, they're this or that, they're this. There wasn't no rehab. It was none of that shit. You know what? Now that it's their people dying from overdosing from stupid shit, fuck them.
It was
fuck them.
I just remember, we just had the slogan, say no to drugs.
Yeah, remember that shit? Remember that shit? That don't work no more, does it? Fuck them.
but we also got to understand that it's still black and brown people, and everybody is impacted by the drug pandemic. I mean, it's not isolated to like just one. Right? I mean, they are feeling it. Rural America is feeling the drug pandemic. But also, it impacts everybody. And in general, when we had a drug pandemic, if Nixon and Reagan didn't declare war on drugs, I mean, let's be real. One of the stupidest things I ever heard of in my life,
the war on black people. And don't try to act like it wasn't. Literally, the war on black people.
Oh yeah, it was. It was. Oh, okay, yeah. You're talking about the reason why. But also, Nixon was nuts. All right, and he didn't like hippies he didn't like hippies, and he also didn't like the fact that a lot of people that was anti-Vietnam smoked marijuana.
He was not happy with nobody.
Nixon was an unhappy fellow. He kind of reminded me of like Trump. You know, Trump kind of got that same weird, crazy. You know, but Nixon was like certified crazy. I mean, like literally, he was crazy. And I think Trump, you know, although he passed that, what was that test? The one that told, like, point out the elephant. The one that he was bragging about.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he pointed out the elephant and it stops. Huh?
His cognitive test, yes.
Yes. He said that's pretty hard. They might ask you to count back. He said they might ask you to count backwards.
But I tell you this, anyway, Biden couldn't pass that fucking test.
That's what Trump said. Trump said, I was like, I'm not Biden.
Biden ain't passed that. That's to pretend like he passed that test.
I'm sure Biden passed that test with flying colors.
Yeah, if they tap him on the arm and they give him coded number 3.
Oh
number 2.
My God.
Hey, passing nothing. Oh, hey, Sarah W. said it's not easy to get a gun, but I will agree that the people who are licensed to buy are selling them illegally. There was a guy.
It's not easy to get a gun.
all right, she's from Minnesota here, so in Minneapolis,
it's very easy to get the gun.
No, it's really, dude. Okay, I don't know where you live exactly. I know you live in Madison, but I don't know the laws there. But here, all right, you have to apply for your permit, and then you pick out your gun, and it sits there, and then they call the ATF. The ATF runs its thing.
Oh, you're talking about the legal gun owners?
Yes, the ATF.
Okay, I'm talking about the black market.
Well, come on. Let's be fair then. Let's not bring out the black market, because anything can be bought in the black market. But
yes.
Everybody has one.
But okay, I shouldn't use the term black market. What I'm saying is, no, I'm talking about in terms of it being easy, like it's being hard to get guns. It's easy to get guns.
Yes.
Anybody can get a gun. Anybody can walk probably downtown or they city and say they want to purchase a gun and can probably have one within an hour.
Yep, if you really want to.
Yeah, anybody can pretty much. I mean, Kodak Black lied on his application and got like two not like people. It was rearrested and they're like, dude, you lied on your application. I mean, let's be real. You can get a gun.
Right, but
I don't think
that's the free market system. Let the free market system.
Here we go. The free market system is why. All right, I'm not going to get started on my progressive politics, but the free market system is why 20 to 30% of our country, people living in West Virginia, can't buy shoes. I mean,
no, that's just because they fuck each other and their cousins is.
Here we go. Hey, I'm not going there. I got friends from West Virginia.
Yeah, and their aunties really is uncles and uncles is aunties and fuck all that, man.
I'm not saying anything bad about West Virginia. It was funny. I was talking to. I had seen my friends and it was like we just happened to be talking. It was like, hey, we see your joke about West Virginia, and I'm like, yeah, but you live in Pennsylvania. They're like, no, we live in Pennsylvania. We live in West Virginia. I'm like, my bad. I'm like, I thought y'all lived in Pennsylvania. But hey,
well, fuck them.
I'm not the one who started that. Actually, the first person I heard cracking jokes about West Virginia was Dick Cheney. Because they actually was him and Obama cousins, President Obama cousins, and he was like, we must be from West Virginia or something like that. I'm like, what? So
West Virginia has always had like the only they've always had like the reputation of like the what is it, Clampets and McCoys, whatever they were.
Hey,
it's just West Virginia, man. They're just cousins and they bang. It is what it is.
They gave us Joe Manchin. They gave us Joe Manchin, and what a gift. I mean,
he's the gift that keeps on giving.
Being a progressive, I am not a Joe Manchin fan. But if you being fair, you know, because all of us just want Joe Manchin to vote how he should vote. But I don't think we take into account that like 90% of West Virginia voted for Trump. The fact that they have a Democrat at all is pretty amazing. I mean, I don't know how Joe Manchin been able to hold power in West Virginia. And yes, if he voted on something like, you know, he did give them the infrastructure bill, but I mean, they might even know they need the infrastructure bill, even though they got like the worst roads and everything. Anyway,
they want their slaves back. They just want their slaves back. You can't look, man. If you was from West Virginia and you was a fair-skinned white fellow, you'd be like, God dang it. I just would like my slaves back. My family had slaves for hundreds of years. I want my slaves back. That's what I want.
I don't think, you know what, I don't think that's it at all, honestly. To be truthful, what I think it is like, you know, like, it's just so much misinformation. And people and Americans, you know, because of our school system and, you know, we don't really want to invest in schools, we don't invest in secondary. Anyway, we just don't know how to, like, research. We don't know how to like dude, Google is at the tip of your fingertips, or the World Wide Web, the internet, and you can find out anything you want. Literally anything. And it's like like people don't even take the time to look something up. It's like like you say something, it's like again, Obama want to take your guns, and everybody's like buying up the guns. Like, not once has he ever tried. What Democrat president has ever tried to take away guns?
Well, here's the problem. Everybody's like that because Democrats react the same way when Republicans say something. We're a clickbait nation now, or just we take the headline and run with it, right? No one looks at anything anymore.
24-hour news. 24-hour news.
It's instant gratification now. We used to, in the days of Walter Cronkite and what's his name, Dan Rather, and
that's
oh my God, and what was it like?
Trusted news sources.
Yes, remember Eyewitness News when it was actually good? Like it would come on like one special night. And it was like what? It might not have been Eyewitness News. It was on 5 though, and it was at night, and it was on like a Wednesday night or something.
Let's be fair. News is still good, but people are not tuning in. Wait. Let me say. People, news don't lie. The thing is, we're not talking about news. We're talking about journalism, and we're talking about people's opinions on different issues. News, 6 people get shot in Texas or Wisconsin. Right. 6 people were shot in Texas, Wisconsin. That story's not changing depending on your politics. The thing that's changing is like, should we have health care? Should we have child care? Those are the things. And then we listen to the journalists that feel one way or the other, and then we're choosing sides. That's not news. That's just like me and you talking right now is not news.
Tucker Carlson is a journalist, and you and I are just as qualified as he is as a journalist.
Like me and you talking now, if somebody consider this news,
they got problems.
Well, to be fair, they can consider me news because I give you nothing but the facts.
What?
And
oh my God. No, you give your nice
for all of us.
view. You give your progressive view.
No, I give balanced views.
There's nothing balanced about you.
What? I am the most balanced person you know.
Okay.
I am loved by Democrats and Republicans, progressives and Trumpers.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We won't say why Trumpers like you. We just.
Man, I don't think they like me anymore, man. No. I think I probably lost a lot of them when I just started
telling the truth.
Just going on trying to yeah.
You had to tell the truth, right? They did like you until you started telling the truth.
I always tell the truth. I always tell the truth.
I guess they saw the Jesse that they didn't know how you felt. Well, wait, do you mean what do you mean? Is that how Jesse really feels? I mean, I trusted Jesse.
Hey, I'm like Shrek, one of a kind. I give it to you straight. And that's the thing is like, people don't like to be wrong, but they also don't like to research and be right. You know, it's like, and that's the problem. It's like, we could go all the way, and this goes all the way back. Hey, remember Galileo said, was that Galileo who said the earth was round or something?
Yes.
And the Pope locked him up forever.
He was like,
and people Galileo is still locked up probably, and people and then we still have today people believing the Earth is flat.
Kyrie Irving.
And B.O.B. Bob, and there's a lot of people. Aaron Rodgers said he does not believe the Earth is flat. He had to get that out. I don't even know why he said that. He said, "I'm not some flat earther." It's like when people say, "I don't mean no disrespect." You know you're about to get disrespected. Right. That's the first thing I heard. Like, I am not some flat earther. What I heard was, "I am a flat earther."
I tell you what.
That's what I heard. As soon as he said that, I am not some anti-vax flat earther, I was like, he's an anti-vax flat earther.
Yes, he
when
is.
People gotta, hey, like I say, when you, hey, I don't mean no disrespect. It's like somebody finna get disrespected.
Right. No disrespect. Absolute disrespect is coming. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Man.
My group on Clubhouse is trying to, I'm going to see if we can get Kyrie. I'd like to sit down with Kyrie and have him explain his vaccination.
That's the problem, dude. That is the problem.
I really would like to know what his mindset is on it. Maybe he has information that I don't have. And
did you see his 30-minute soap opera?
Yeah, but it didn't say anything. So what I want is...
Yeah, it did. It said that he was the voice of the people that don't want to be vaccinated. I don't know what that means.
Exactly.
He said he was the voice.
If he came on the Trolls Nation, right, we could sit and go, what do you mean, the voice of the unvaccinated? Speak for why should people not be vaccinated, right? And then he could go into
since when didn't he have a voice
and present it to us, right? We gotta
really.
What?
That's not how you want to do it. That's not that makes that type of conversation. But
why not? That's how it should be. Because,
to be the voice of the people, the people that don't want to get vaccinated is louder. I mean, they have a voice. They're the loudest people, like in the U.S.
But
I mean, look at any school board meeting. Look at any school board meeting. Any school board meeting. Any outside of the clinic. About people who like, I don't want to be forced to get the vaccine. And we're like, well, you're not. But yeah, you can't force me. It's my body. Like nobody's forcing you.
Who's worse, the anti-vaxxers or the anti-abortionists?
Huh?
Who's worse, the anti-vaxxers or the anti-abortionists?
The anti-vaxxers is worse because the reason why is this is why they worse, right? This is why they worse because the anti-vaxxers are like, I should be able to decide what I do with my body. Yeah, but you're against people who want to have an abortion.
Right.
I want to decide. I get to decide what goes in my body. Yes, but everybody got the measles vaccine and a polio vaccine and 15 other vaccines that they told you that you had to have. I want to be what goes in my body. Yes, you should be able to. Now go snort around a cloak in front of the White House and watch how fast you get arrested and locked up.
Here's the list. So
since when in America your body? Yet in some third planet world that they live in, they've been deciding all these years what they get to do with their body. That's what I don't understand.
That's a thing,
you have never been able to control what happens to your body in this country.
It's a thing.
Ever, never, and all of a sudden you're like, well, like Aaron Rodgers, I believe in body autonomy. Since when? Since last year? Because before that, and he like, it's just amazing. Like, dude, how many times have you had to shoot up because of an injury, some medication that you didn't look, painkillers, or because you play in the NFL? So, I mean, I'm sure you're popping like
your boy Aaron Rodgers
like water. And now, like somebody was telling me, like, I don't want to take the vaccine because I don't know what they put in it. I'm like, dude, if you get a sore throat or a sore stomach, you go to the doctor and they give you a pill. Have you ever thought about what they put in it?
Hell
Never,
no.
ever. You don't even know what they put in Tylenol. You don't know what turned Cheerios blue. You don't know, like literally. And if you read about what they did to meat and food before you get it, you would never believe that. But it's like, well, I want to control my body. And so does everybody else in the world. And I guarantee you, if you have a kid, before they leave the hospital, they're going to have certain shots.
Right.
Whether you like it, I guess if you have a kid at home. But they won't be able to go to school. They won't be able, like, it's just amazing to me. And the worst thing I hear about this is, like, Republican governors now want to have it both ways. They're like, I know vaccine saves lives, but our people should be able to choose. But they won't believe in assisted suicide. I mean, so you get to now choose whether you want to live or die, but you don't get to choose whether you want to kill yourself.
Facts. Well, it's suicide. Attempting suicide's against the law, which is the dumbest thing.
Yeah, it's like how is suicide gonna be against the law? Like you used to say.
Well, abortions are against the law too now. So hey, you can.
Only in Texas.
No, Alabama. Alabama had the same law. And
I don't even know what
Alabama's
is.
doing it, and Ohio's trying to do it. Yeah, it's bad, man. It's like I can't even.
So all the least educated states.
You know what? Texas is one of the most. As far as states go, they are probably 52 out of like 10. Texas is dumb. They're just dumb as dirt down there. It is what it is. And
you know what?
My new theory is fuck them. That's my new fuck them.
Well, it's funny. I didn't get married in Texas.
Ooh.
I lived there a year. It was an accident. I didn't know anything about Texas when I moved out there. I was young. And we moved to Texas. It was just like, I mean, like you're gonna run into racism everywhere. Right. The South is just different, man. The South racism is just different. It's like
they're honest about it.
It's like as a matter of fact, like Yankee, why did you come here? I'm like, damn, this the war over with. They're like, oh, we call everybody from up north Yankees. I'm like, still?
Yeah, that's a north-south thing, dog. I mean, there is racism, but the racism up north is way worse than it is down south. Down south, you know what you're walking into. You can deal with it. you can handle it. Like, you know if someone's racist because they don't give a damn, they will tell you. And I can respect that. I can handle that. The up north racism, there's a reason Minnesota and Wisconsin are the two most racist states in the union.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
it is.
It sucks, dude. They're quiet about it. Hey, we're so nice. We're so nice. They're the whole entire time. It's just messed up. Like,
well, you do have a lot of people here that try, and they're called progressives. You should get to know that name. No, but you do have people here that try, but trying shows but that also shows no matter how hard you try, you can't get around a system that's put in place.
No,
and that's what it is. It's people. I don't think people when it comes to racism, I don't think people are intentionally racist in this country because we have too many examples to show. But I say that, and I also don't worry about individual racism. What I do worry about is systematic racism.
What the fuck?
And I think that's the
Wayne?
problem. Huh?
Are you Lil Wayne? Like,
no.
You sound like Lil Wayne, man.
No, dude, Wayne is a Trump supporter. I am not a Trump supporter. What I'm saying is, to me, if a person don't like me because I'm black, that's fine. Some people are not going to like me because I'm smart, or they think I'm dumb, or some people are not going to like me because they think I'm fat or I'm skinny, or some people are not going to like me because I'm light-skinned or don't. People are always going to find reasons not to like you. The problem, so I don't really care whether somebody be like if you not my boss or somebody I'm renting apartment or about a house, I could care less. You have zero impact on my life. What I do have a problem with is systematic racism, where there's systems that's set up that you can't get around. That's the problem. When you have schools that have no books, those are things that you can't get around. That's different.
Or when the school book says little Sally is upset because she had to give up her slaves in 1895. Little Sally was depressed because she had gotten to know her slaves very well, and little Sally was very dependent upon her slaves, and her poor little heart was just broken when she had to give up her slaves and give them their freedom. Poor little Sally.
I say, a lot of that don't really even bother me today.
Those are books, though.
But hey, so if you being a right-wing conservative, right? And me being a
yes, it was a point in time I was a delegate for the Republican Party, yes.
A left-wing...
Yep, go.
And I'll be a left-wing
delegate,
progressive.
yes.
Okay, you were?
Yeah, I was a delegate for the Republican Party. I represented my district in Dakota.
I was just poking, but I kind of knew something like that. Anyway, so here's my question.
The Democrats didn't have a primary, so the Democrats didn't have a caucus. So I wanted to be involved.
No. You don't have to make up excuses while you're
Jesse,
Republican.
it's not an excuse. In Minnesota, there was no Democratic caucus. You could not go and stump your candidate. I know. So if you wanted to be involved with the politics, the Republican Party was literally the only way to get in it. And I don't care. I don't give a damn what anybody says. If I want to change the Republican Party, I got to be involved with it to get them in the right direction. I can't. I'm not joining the Democrats, so screw them. And at that point, I was trying to give Republicans a chance here. So
you are a Republican?
No, I'm a libertarian. Trump.
You just vote Republican.
I don't vote Republican. I am absolutely 100% against progressives, right? But I am not a Republican.
What?
Yeah, I'm a centrist, right? That's why I'm a libertarian, right? I don't like all the shit on the left, and I damn sure don't like all the stuff on the right. But there's some good ideas on both sides, and that's why we work in the middle. The problem is all y'all on the left only want all y'all's ideas, and everybody on the right only wants all their ideas.
There's a lot of people on the left that's not progressive. So there's a lot of people, and they probably more with you, the centrist. The centrist is the problem in this country.
The centrist is not the problem in this country. It's literally the center. It's what you gotta say. I like that. Let's do this. But no, you guys are like, we just want all of our stuff and none of that stuff.
We are a center country. We are a center-based country.
We need to be in the center base. But the problem is we can't be.
Because we're getting left behind by the rest of the world.
Yeah, you know why? Because we're too busy trying to
get everybody we're staying in the center.
No, we're trying to
stand in the center, which means we're still living like the people on the right is living like it's 1776, and the people in the center is living like it's 1865 after Lincoln cleared the slaves. That's what it is. And the progressives are trying to live 2022. We're like, dude, you do not have to give birth and then go back and work at Burger King 2 days later. Like, that is we're the only country in the world that does that. Drug makers should not be able to set astronomical prices on the elderly.
They should, but here's the problem. Even the Democrats have said, no, we will not tell the drug companies, we will not regulate the drug prices. Right? The Democrats did that.
Let's be fair.
Cory Booker took money from the pharmaceutical companies, so screw you and your progressives. People in the center. Bernie Sanders took money from Johnson & Johnson. Screw you progressives. Screw you. Screw you.
I don't know that Bernie Sanders took money from
Bernie Sanders took money from Johnson & Johnson. Fuck you backwards. So did AOC. Fuck her backwards. But my point is...
I had to fact check you on that.
Go look it up. The Democrats, they get money from the DNC and the pharmaceutical companies.
Oh, now they get money from the DNC and the DNC get money from...
That's
my God,
how it works.
really?
And you want to act like it doesn't. Let's not act like... Jesse, come on. Let's not act like it doesn't. But here's my point. What I'm saying is this, Jesse. I'm all for the things you said. I am really all for...
Then you need to be a progressive.
No, I'm all for free healthcare. But you know what? I'm also for everybody paying the taxes to get the free health care. That's where we separate. That's where we part ways, you and I. You want free health care, but you don't want everybody to pay for it. You just want a couple folks to pay for everybody's free health care.
I don't care whether we get free health care or not.
I'm all about the free health care. I'm all about the universal health care because it just makes sense.
Don't have health care.
My
problem is people that don't have... Hey, I would be okay whether we get free health care or not. My problem is there's so many elderly and kids who don't benefit from our healthcare system. That's my problem. It's not like what I'm good with healthcare.
Well, the elderly and kids, they have Medicaid, Medicare. They already have free healthcare. It's Medicaid and Medicare.
Dude, Medicaid and Medicare won't pay for dental, and they won't buy hearing aids, right?
Then Jesse, call your congressman and say, "Hey, dumbass, put these
again. People in the center like works together.
Biden,
yeah.
Biden, Cory Booker, Kamala Harris. We can name them all. That's those are those idiots.
Okay, so this is what it is. America is a center country, right? So we have liberals, moderate liberals, and moderate conservatives is who have the bulk of the power, right? Those are the ones that screwed up the country. Yeah. That's why you got pissed off Trumpers that ran away, but they ran to the right, which baffles me. And then you have progressives, pissed off progressives, who ran to the left. And then we have 70% of the country in the middle. Well, actually, not 70% anymore. It used to be like 70% until Trump. Now it's like 50% in the middle. But the middle, at least they stick together. I mean, you have the corporatists, which is like you guys in the middle. Yeah. Y'all stick together and make sure businesses are okay and take food out of...
We just want common sense. We just want
common sense, like elderly people choosing between rent
they
and
shouldn't
medicine.
have to because Medicare can be taken care of. All they got to do is an addendum, but they
except people in the middle won't let it happen.
The people in the middle do let it happen. We vote for people who say they're going to let it happen, and then they get in there. Like we voted for Biden, who said, "Hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to extend the Medicare." Then all of a sudden, in order to get a bill through, Biden goes, "Yeah, you know what we can't do? Well, we can't do the health care. Well, you know what we're not going to do? We ain't going to do the college." And I know.
Biden,
I said
it's the people in the middle.
It's not the people in the middle. Biden, man.
It's Joe Manchin, really. Manchin is the only reason why we don't have Manchin and cinema.
Biden's doing.
They don't even talk about cinema no more.
Biden's doing the victory lap, and his bill's garbage. There's
what
nothing in the
bill.
Everything. There's not one thing in that bill that people voted for him for. Like
what?
The new bill.
Oh, because they had to strip it?
He stripped everything that mattered out. Like anything that was actually really important out. The bill's literally just business as usual. Like to be honest,
Manchin made sure of that.
The bill is seriously just, it's Tuesday. That's the bill. It's nothing special.
Yeah.
It's not. And he's doing victory laps. I got this through. I can work with these people.
But the people you were delegates for made sure that